You guys zinning?
Yeah, we gotta cheers as we're gonna cheers as in real quick.
Cheers to zins.
Zins won't even open.
Get them open.
Joey, what do they do in South Dakota?
Damn,
They really they say like zinning.
I'm friends with a group of Zin fanatics in South Dakota. My group text out there. They all Zin compulsively, and they'll make Zin puns all day long.
Call me Zenlensky because I'm about to pop one in.
Exactly.
Ted's
Kaczynski.
Kaczynski.
Right. Yeah, exactly.
Just committed the 7 deadly Zens today.
So it sounds silly and possibly like it's not that funny right now, but it's actually quite good.
I'm sure when
It's a
you're
great
hammered on 40 Millers, it's like one of the funniest things you've ever heard.
If
I'm
they were
just
writing
belly
for
laughing.
Barstool Sports, we'd be doing great. Yeah.
That's exactly right.
Yeah, it's a
And
very barstoolish thing, I guess.
it's one of those things where you had to be there, and they're very good at it. And my impression of it here wasn't that good.
Jace, do you follow all the Barstool accounts and Barstool guys?
I love KFC Barstool, the Bud Knight. I love him.
I love them all. They all seem like great guys, but it's I don't know how any of them are alive. It feels like they're constantly just doing like mukbangs and like drinking and eating whatever they want and smoking, and it's an incredible place.
And they're just like challenging. They're like challenging Brittany Griner to a fight in studio.
Yeah, they love shit like that. Yeah, they're like, we're gonna fly to Russia and beat the shit out of Brittany Griner.
We're gonna do a smoke out.
Yeah,
I
love that their staff is half guys who bullied me in college and half like mentally retarded fat people that they just pulled out of the sewer in New York.
Yeah, like Roan. I'm all zinned out. Roan, his life on Barstool, it's like he's always just like at like a Nebraska Cornhuskers game with like a 7,000-pound man, and he's just, I don't know what they do, but it seems like a fun time. The Barstool people.
Like, I've got this new idea for a bit. You do a bong-headed jankum, then you hit a bath salts, and then we podcast. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. We got a case of the original Four Loko. We're gonna make the intern butt chug it,
and then eat the hottest pepper in the world, brother.
And then call his mom a bitch live on air.
We were just watching the John McAfee doc. Have you seen this new doc?
No, the McAfee virus guy.
Yeah,
the guy who sailed around the world.
Yeah, this new doc is amazing. He's like, I had no idea. He's like real life John Wick. Really? His neighbor killed his dogs, so he killed his neighbor, and then wreaked havoc on the world, and went on the run and everything.
He was kind of like a pirate, right? Like
Pretty
he just
much.
sailed around getting pussy all over the world.
Yep, and then he fell in love with a prostitute, and then they just started doing like bath salts on a boat, and then they threatened to like kill the filmmaker, and the filmmaker has to flee in the middle of the night because he's afraid McAfee's going to shoot him in the dick. McAfee threatens to shoot him in the dick.
Okay.
But he has all this like information on like the cartel wants to kill him, and he has all this info on like human trafficking. Could you remember when Epstein's Island got raided and everything, and there were all this footage of it, and they didn't know where it was coming from, and they said it was like a guy named Rusty Shackelford.
Yeah,
and people.
Wait, the guy from True Detective?
Yeah. All right, maybe I think that's Russ Combs. I don't know.
Oh,
whatever.
okay,
sorry.
It might
Rusty
maybe.
Shackelford, I think that was King of the Hill or something.
Something like
Some
that.
joke like
It's
that.
a reference to pop culture, but yeah, the
But
guy
people,
used it.
they theorized that it was McAfee. That was his alias because he has all the info to like he can hack anything, and so then he just gets killed eventually. But I think he had a lot of info on like human trafficking and whatnot.
Yeah, he died in a prison in like Spain or something, right?
Oh, did he die in prison?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought somebody snuck onto his boat in the middle of the night and killed him.
No, but it was he died of a suspicious suicide in a Spanish prison or something like that.
Right,
so you could still tie if you wanted to do a crazy like Pizzagate conspiracy. It's not that difficult, or Epstein to say that it was another suicide or murder that made to look like a suicide.
Yeah, I also feel like he's kind of the guy who would steal like pedophile valor.
Yeah.
Like he would just go online and be like, "Oh, I did that shit,"
Right, stolen pedophile valor.
Yeah, he's like, "I'm a badass. I raped a bunch of kids on an island."
Oh man, did you see the Sydney Sweeney stuff today?
No, is she Republican?
It's kind of up our alley.
Yeah, what is she?
Was it the thing on the fappening? Yeah, I saw that. I was looking at
Are you
that
still
today.
on the Fappening?
Joey has
Yeah.
a Google alert for the Fappening and
Yeah.
Sydney Sweeney, so his phone was blowing up.
And lemonparty.com.
Yeah, Joey
Meat
has
spin.
notifications silenced for everybody but the Fappening.
Yeah, exactly.
So yeah, look at this.
Yeah.
She's, I guess she posted these pictures of her with her brother and like her whole family. But she like made a point to like edit out like see these people with Trump hats in the back, like her. But she tried her best to make it seem like they're.
Oh, she photoshopped the MAGA hats out?
She tried to. She didn't Photoshop them. She just tried to edit them where you can't really see these like old
Right.
people in the back with MAGA hats.
She left the M and then just put a BL in front of it.
And then her brother just posted on Instagram, and it's just a bunch of pictures of him with people in MAGA hats.
Yeah,
so everyone's like, "Oh, your family's like in the Capitol riot."
There's a big bear that says "We love whites" in the background.
Look at that. Look at this lady in the back right here.
Yeah. Oh, I love
Her
that.
whole family is like, the votes are in her tits. This is Trent Sweeney.
Right. They're like, we got to talk to you about that Hunter Schafer feller. He's just making us all gay, and we don't like that.
Oh man, they're like, what's that show you're in? You're getting railed by black fellers. There's a trans person in it.
Euphoria, they should call it dysphoria, y'all.
That's so funny though. She's like such a darling. And she's so hot to everybody.
Just got me.
I love that. I prefer the show you're in, The White Lotus.
They all look down on her for being in Hollywood, but they're like, also, I've jacked off to you so many times.
Yeah.
Like, we got to talk to you about that fappening. That was hot as shit, girl.
Out there in that pedophile cult you call Hollywood.
Stay with the incest. I want to fuck you,
Meanwhile,
not them.
they're at church like yelling at a rape victim. Shut up! We got state tomorrow.
Hey,
Just do the same old
the same exact bet. I literally just re-listened to that episode.
At this point, I'm realizing I think we just do the podcast so we can have fun. We listen to it.
Yeah. No,
I enjoy listening to it.
I
It
only
makes
do
me
the
laugh.
podcast so I can read compliments about me the next week.
Yeah. I spent so many hours refreshing YouTube looking for chicks that are responding to my pussy announcement.
Oh, yeah. Joey had a good week.
Yeah, I saw some comments on there.
A lot of good comments.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a guy named like Roboto Man who goes, "I'll service Joey." Mm-hmm. Is he picky about if it's a man or a woman? I'll service him.
It's a start.
That means it's a man.
Did you not listen to the announcement? That's a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Now I'm kind of opening up a little bit actually
Really?
now because it's getting to the point where I have to start having sex with men.
That is the natural progression of this, is Joey realizes he's actually gay.
In like a year, Joey's going to be on the podcast like dressed like Elton John, like
Yeah.
big
Joey's like,
feather
so,
boas.
I made this
Huge
announcement for...
sunglasses and a scarf,
He powders his face all white.
Right.
I posted-
Same voice though.
purple suit. Yeah.
Yeah, let me suck your cock, buddy.
I posted a pussy announcement. All this pussy came in, and I was like, I realized how gross it is that they're all wet and shaved,
Disgusting.
big juicy asses.
Yeah, give me a dry, hairy ass.
Give me a guy named Roboto Man.
I'm gonna fuck Dr. Robotnik.
Look at the South Dakota prudes coming out in Joey right now.
Well,
Just
no,
wanna
I
talk
don't.
about
I
it.
don't want to have gay sex with Robotnik. If that's what you're saying, yeah, I'm a huge prude. I don't want to have gay sex with a guy in a wheelchair from your YouTube comment. I better get to church. Wow, I'm a real prude.
Real Charleston dandy over here.
A guy that lives in his grandparents' basement who believes in Pizzagate. I won't fuck him. I'm a prude.
You just have high standards, is what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Super high standard. I won't have sex with those guys. Yeah.
But a nice, male model takes you out for a steak dinner,
Sure.
Yeah.
Like Italian, he's visiting on LA to do modeling stuff.
Is there any archetype of a guy out there that you would bang if I guess if you had to, but
Yeah, sure.
I guess if you had to, you'd have to, so you would bang anybody. I guess there's a gun to your head.
You have
but,
to.
Yeah. I'm like, I have to.
Is there
holding a gun to my own head?
The BTK guy, I think I'd be forced to have sex with him.
I think I do like a small, like a small Asian, like an Asian, because they're like hairless, like a Korean.
Yeah.
You could kind of, I don't know, put a wig on.
You're
them.
trying to make it as much of a woman
you're trying to
as
make it-
possible.
as
Yeah.
womanly as possible.
I go opposite. I go giant black guy. I'm gonna max out. Yeah.
Terry Crews.
Terry
Straight
Crews.
to Terry Crews.
Just so I know I won't like it because he's just gonna violently fuck me.
Right.
Yeah. He's just gonna tear me inside out.
Right. You're like, where's my wallet? You know you'll hate that.
While my legs are behind my head.
You're like,
Hey.
God, I got railed. I got to go to the DMV. What a process.
Yeah, when Jason's saying he's
I'm
like,
like, well, just leave the license. It's so hard to get a new license.
You have a prolapse status.
I'm tied up, like in
Pulp Fiction
my
style.
balls deflated. I was like, this was great. I feel in love with you. Please leave my license and you can take the card. I'm gonna cancel it.
whenever I can get myself out of here.
Joey, do you have a beer?
No.
It's fucking hot down here. No,
Yeah,
wow.
no beers.
Wow.
No beers.
Really? They're all out?
Yeah.
Joey's pissed. Joey's pissed that I said he might be gay. What are you doing? What are you looking at, Joey?
Gay porn.
Oh man, have you ever got your wallet stolen?
No, that's the one thing that I've ever had an issue with. I've never lost my wallet.
I've
And I'm
had
sure
my
it'll
wallet
happen tomorrow.
Yeah, I've had my wallet stolen before when I was at the pool
At the pool.
in Dallas. I was visiting Dallas. Got stolen. I forgot to bring it inside for a second. Literally went out 2 minutes later. Somebody just nabbed it. And I was walking around looking for it the whole time, going up to like people and being like, have you seen my, like just knowing they stole it. And I was just like, have you seen my wallet? I got a flight in 2 hours. So if it shows up, that would be great because I need my license.
You knew who took it, you think?
I do know. It was like a group of like kids fucking came out and sat right next to us. And I like just totally know they had stolen it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Did they give it back to you? Or did they
No.
Did they beat you with skateboards? Did they give you a wedgie?
Yeah, I come over. Excuse me, gentlemen. I'm Clark Griswold. Yeah, I'm talking to fucking pimps with like big hats.
Yeah, they just,
Casper from Kids just hits you with his skateboard.
they just start roasting you. It's like Gummo.
Yeah, but I had to fucking. I went to the airport, and you can fly without a license, but you have to literally answer a quiz on your own life. It was kind of creepy because the guy he's like, okay, let me go in the back, and he like brought out this sheet. He was like, were you born at what hospital were you born at? And he knew what hospital I was born at. He's like, what is your brother's middle name? You know, like
How do they have that info? Because your social security.
I guess they just can. I gave him my social and he tracked it, and then he's like, "Okay, now we're gonna do just a quick little." And it was funny because I had talked to the guy. The guy was from Texas too, like he'd grown up around the same area. So we're talking. We're kind of like I'm making a friend with this guy. Like it's like 30 minutes of kind of like, "Oh yeah, like I know Laredo. Yeah, that's that old bookstore that guy worked at."
Right.
And then he's like, "All right, I'm just gonna give you a quick search," and and then he realized he had to give me the search, and he went like front of my dick, like he went down it and then up around my balls, and then credit carded
your ass
my
cheek.
taint up through my ass cheek. And this was like this guy was like, "Oh, this is like my friend," and then
Yeah.
he just credit carded my
30
entire
minutes
ass.
later, he's like, yeah, he has his hand in your ass. He's fisting you. And he's like, so Laredo, hell of a place, huh?
I was like, "Yeah, my granddaddy's actually from Laredo."
He's like, yeah, I love that bookstore too, boy.
Yeah, he's like, "I just got to spit on it real quick." Oh, it felt so violating. It was terrible.
Dude, I've had
Yeah.
a couple people. They've done some stuff to me at the airport. People just abuse me.
At
What
TSA.
they did to you at the airport?
No, in the bathroom.
TSA's gotten really abusive.
Wasn't
Just the
TSA?
pilot.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it's like, we're going to need you to come up to the cockpit real quick.
I wasn't even at TSA. It was a guy I met on Backpage.
It was the VIP lounge at the Alaska.
He loves LAX.
That's actually Spirit Airlines' new policy. If you don't pay $80 extra, they get to rape
They get
you.
to rape
Yeah,
you.
you have to give someone a Blumpkin on the flight.
I've never done Spirit Airlines. I kind of want to do it just for the just to see what it's like.
Oh, it's brutal. Because
Yeah.
they'll be like a $90 ticket to Texas. You're like, great. And then you get there and they're like, by the way, that's $300 actually.
Like, by the way, you'll be flying the
yeah.
plane.
Yeah, you're like, do you want to bring your clothes on the plane? That's an extra $150
Yeah, they're
right
like,
there.
oh, you brought a bag?
Yeah.
What were you
No,
thinking?
that is Spirit's whole thing is that you think it's cheaper and then they charge you like $60 for your bag.
Yeah.
Shit.
It's
Also,
brutal.
if you could just push on the window, there's a little pressure leak.
Yeah.
Just keep that closed because that's going to be an issue.
And the pilot is like Stevie Wonder.
Right. They're like, this is technically a prison transport plane, so you're kind of have you seen Con Air? You're gonna be next to Johnny 23.
Rows 20 to 30, just don't speak to them at all.
You see
They're
Steve
dangerous.
Buscemi in a big Hannibal Lecter outfit. Don't worry about that.
Everyone's Southern in our world. The pilot of the Spirit Airlines.
We
so
got to
much-
get these pedophiles to Texas.
It's so much safer than going black. Also, let's
for
be
sure.
honest.
For
I mean,
sure.
Yeah. I want to say
I'll
that
go
the
black.
people who stole my wallet were black teenagers, but I didn't want to say
I
it.
could tell.
Yeah.
I could tell when I said like, was it the group? What was it?
Was
you
it
knew?
skateboarders?
I was like, did you know? And you were like, they were skateboarding. Shut up.
Well, that was also the thing. I couldn't that was the part of the awkward thing. My friend was like, dude, they took, I'm like, but I can't walk up to the black people at the pool
Right.
and be like, hey, my wallet's missing.
Right.
Anybody know something about that?
Yeah, all of a sudden you're on Twitter, like
you're like before I start
Joey's
talking.
stealing his wallet right now. What a pickpocket!
Actually, yeah.
Joey's in a very sinister mood right now. You are interesting.
Yeah, you're entering your
What
villain.
is up with you? Right
You're in
now?
your villain era
Look
right
at
now.
You literally do. You look like a villain in a Marvel
He
movie.
mentioned being
Joey's
gay and got
growing
all
a-
pissed.
Yeah, I
Joey's
said
growing a-
one gay joke, and Joey's like, God damn.
Joey brought it up.
Joey's like, I let you in my gym every day. You call
Gay
me
bash me on a
gay.
podcast.
Joey's growing a goatee right now.
You all right, Joey? Yeah, you are an interesting.
Do you wanna do a
fucking
quick pussy
interesting man.
announcement?
You want to do
Would
an
that make you
announcement?
feel
I can
better?
feel it. It's brimming.
With that,
Come on, let it out.
Yeah.
I don't even care about pussy anymore.
Oh, Joey, come on. We'll go get you some
Joey, look at
pussy.
you, pussy. Please talk.
Fuck pussy, man. Who cares?
Hey, come on. Don't say that, buddy. Nobody loves pussy more than you. You're the pussy king.
Shut the hell up.
I wish there
Don't
was.
talk to me about pussy ever again.
I wish there were some ladies out there who could help Joey rekindle his love of pussy again.
You know, I
This is so
realized
hard
actually
to-
I did 2 pussy announcements, and then I threatened to quit the podcast if I didn't get pussy in 48 hours of the release of the next episode.
Uh-huh.
And I'm back. I didn't get any puss.
Oh, that's why you're.
Is that why you're upset?
That's why you're holding
'Cause I-
out right now. This is like a.
No, I've been in a weird mood all day. But I'll tell you what happened. I got some nice messages. There was actually chicks started messaging me finally. I don't even I honestly know. I have to give up the goof because I realized it was kind of creepy.
Of course.
Well, but I was
finally hit.
it finally hit, but I was saying it to be funny, but then in the back of my mind I'm like, if I could score puss off this though too, it's like a little kind of cherry on top. But so for whatever reason on the last pussy announcement, so there was some I sent you guys, well, I don't want to.
Yeah. I remember. Yeah, you got a couple.
Well, there
You caught a couple fish.
Yeah, deep sea fish, to be fair.
No,
Yeah,
I got some
talking like sea bass and barracuda.
A woman with that big light hanging off the front of her head.
I got a couple of creepy messages where I was like, how dare you try to approach me for sex like that?
One guy
Like
hit you
I
up and he's like, I got women in my house in Oregon, brother. Come through. Like,
let me read these. This is insane.
that maniac. He's like sending you pictures of women like tied up. He's like,
Jesus Christ. This
kidding,
is-
obviously, but I had no idea who this girl was that he was sending
So
pictures
this
of.
dude, who I'm not going to say his name because I
He's a fan. He's like, I'm sure.
Yeah,
he's a
we
good
want to
man.
respect his privacy.
Respect his
Yeah.
yeah,
privacy.
exactly. But and I'm sorry, buddy, when you listen to this, but you're a hillbilly. And
But that's not an insult, really. It's just
no, I'm friends with a lot of hillbillies.
Yeah.
So he opens with this. He goes, I can get you pussy, but the downside is they probably have kids, and I don't do well getting chicks online who don't have kids, but they do usually have a nice pair of tits and an ass. Little bit of a tummy, but not Lizzo body type.
Oh my God.
So then I didn't respond, and he follows it up. You guys ever come to Oregon? My grandparents have some property on a river, kind of private, where you can drink or swim, do whatever the fuck you want. I'd love to bullshit with any one of you guys. You're always welcome.
That's cool.
Yeah.
That's nice.
And then I just laughed, and I'm like, yeah, absolutely, we'll let you know if we're ever in the woods of Oregon.
Yeah. Forever trying to get killed by the FBI.
Yeah.
And
then
fuck
if we
Fargo
ever want to get
whores.
Ruby Ridge with you.
Yeah.
So
I got a house. The DEA has not been able to get within 100 feet of it.
Come to a Waco with me, brother.
I got a turret with your name on it, brother.
Help me lift this pipe bomb, brother.
Love for you to come out. May the white race reign for 1,000 years, brother.
We need somebody to man a sniper rifle on an overpass.
So Joey, he sent you that, and then he like sent you like a picture.
So then he goes. I said, yeah, well, sure, I'll let you know if we're ever out there. And he goes, sounds good, man, and maybe I can see what I can do about hooking you up with some Southern Oregon Strange. And then he sends me this picture of this insanely fat chick.
Yeah.
Yeah. He sent you a picture of a log
She's like
with a
in
bra on
her.
it.
She's like. She's
A
in.
mop handle with 2 balloons tied to it.
She's in a bra. And her face looks like an overweight Pee Wee Herman or something.
Well, she might listen to the podcast.
Oh,
We don't know.
no, I don't think she does. And by
Okay.
the way,
No, he doesn't give her headphones.
Yeah,
She doesn't have ears.
She gets one meal a day.
She just
Her
listens-
ears burned over in a chemical fire. Them babies is closed. Meth lab exploded at the compound, brother. We lost 3 good whores that day.
so he's.
They provided us with milk too, so we've took a hit.
My favorite movie is Green Room, just to see those terrible band people devastate that compound.
Green room.
Those damn punks got what they had coming to them.
Making the devil's music.
So he sends this picture of this lady in her bra and follows it up with, if you think she's hot, I can probably get you her number. I already got a lady friend, and I'm not Hunter Biden. I share the puss. I guess Hunter Biden doesn't
I don't know what
share
that
the
means.
Yeah,
puss.
I have no idea what that means.
And then, so I go, like, thanks a lot, man. I just sent these texts to the group, and, you know, we're all laughing. Just trying to be nice to the poor guy. And then he goes, I got a genius idea for you guys. Because of that loan forgiveness, you should call up the IRS and say you just took out a student loan and bet it on a sports game and ask if it's covered. And then a big laughing face. I don't know where, you know.
Yeah, that wouldn't work at all.
I
It's
don't
not
know
for
what
new
he's
talking
loans,
about
yeah.
That
now.
works. He'll be in prison in a week. But thank you. We appreciate your
Yeah,
listenership.
yeah. You guys could have taken out a PPP loan for the podcast, though.
We really could have.
Yeah, yeah.
Damn.
Is
There's
it
a
too
lot
late?
of podcasts that did that, and they all got forgiven.
Are you fucking kidding me? What does that mean? Oh, they send you 10 grand like you had a loan for your podcast?
No, the PPE was, I think Trump did it during COVID, but that
Right.
was like every business. So if you had like an incorporated podcast, a lot, like Steven Crowder, I think got like $100,000.
It was the
Holy
Paycheck
shit.
Protection Program.
Yeah.
So if this was an LLC, we could have done that?
Yeah,
Like,
you could have
gotten-
incorporated really quickly.
You would have need to have. No, we couldn't do it because I think you would have to be able to prove that you've been paying
taxes
Before.
on it and
amount.
shit.
Yeah.
Okay. What's
But there was a bunch of it was I hate to say that the White House kind of went off for the only time ever, but there was a bunch of Republican people being like, this student loan forgiveness is despicable, you should
Right.
pay your loans. And then it was just they were quote retweeting, like Marjorie Taylor Greene was like, this is disgusting, and they're like, you had $420,000 in
Forgiven.
loan forgiven.
Yeah, I've seen all that.
Steven Crowder, you had $1 million in loans forgiven. You know, all these senators like down the line.
everyone was getting just fucking like roasted online. Like,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
somebody they would post like Ben Shapiro's like, this is if you really want to pay, you just hey, here's an idea. Like don't get in debt.
Yeah, don't get in debt.
And then
sell
somebody would-
pictures of your sister's hot tits online for money. Why don't you do that? Why don't you sell jars of your sister's breast milk to people on 8chan? I don't understand.
It's called being industrious.
It's called being industrious, and it's the energy that this country was founded on. Is my sister's big hot tits?
Those tits are real, right? Those are not like doctored pictures. His
No.
sister has,
She
like,
has huge, giant
insane
tits. Dude, she fucking posted on Instagram. I don't know if I sent it to the group. She posted on Instagram, because she just had a kid. She's like, I had so much milk left over that I was able to donate it.
Oh
and it was
my
bags of her
God.
breast milk in a cooler that she was like donating to like needy
She's, like,
babies.
She knows what she's doing.
Oh,
man.
dude,
That's
the comments,
crazy.
The comments were insane.
That's crazy.
That's her being horny at home.
Yeah.
Just being like, let me.
Here's some milk to the kids. Give mother's milk to the
Dude,
to the children.
The comments were like, I have $30,000 in my bank account. I will wire to you for a bag of milk.
She's legit. Ben Shapiro's sister's legitimately like one of the, like those ladies in Mad Max that just like fucking breastfeeds all day.
Hooked up to the machine to feed his giant, like mentally challenged son. I understand why you don't have a Morton Joe hook your sister up to a big breast machine so you can feed a midget on a strong man's back. That's my favorite thing from Mad Max is the little person on the big strong guy is my favorite thing ever.
That little tiny bald guy on top of the
big strong, like strapped in like on a baby Bjorn.
Yeah,
I'm just like, I just want to see their Banjo Kazooie relationship.
Yeah.
Like, what do they talk about when they go to sleep together?
I bet if we go to like Dagestan, like that guy's there.
Oh,
somewhere.
for sure. Yeah.
There's a little baby on
There's
top of a big man.
Hasbulla's brother just sewn
Yeah.
into a giant's face or something.
Yeah, getting carried around like a pigeon or a parrot.
I didn't know you could donate breast milk like that if you have extra.
Yeah, apparently.
Like my big natties are, they got plenty more.
Hey, my tits are too huge, so you know any Somalian children we could send this to?
Yeah, and then they
Why
turn
have I
white.
been?
Yeah, they just
Everyone in Somalia is like, the fuck is happening with the children? They look at the bottle, they're like, Ben Shapiro sisters! It's Ben Shapiro sisters milk! Oh
Oh no, we must feed them to the crocodile.
no! This is worse than Coney!
Half the milk at the grocery store came from Ben Shapiro's sister.
Yeah. They just gave it to schools where you get the little bag that you stab with the straw. Did you guys have that in school or did you have the cartons?
We had the carton.
Cartons.
Okay,
yeah.
we had little plastic bags that would sit on your table.
That's weird.
It was very weird. It was like a 4-inch by 4-inch square bag of milk, and you would stab it with like a Capri Sun straw and drink out of it.
Yeah, no, I'm sure no little kid broke down over that.
Yeah,
Just trying to stab that and then it goes everywhere.
yeah. That's why we have all these like warped bones and stuff.
Not a big milk guy.
I was
never
when I was
drink
young.
milk. I used to.
I love
don't-
it in like cereal, but just drinking a glass of milk is somewhat sociopathic to me. I don't know why.
It's very Anton Chigurh.
It's just strange.
Yeah.
It's milk. Come on.
Seeing it now,
Haven't we moved? You use it, you know, it's in food and it's,
Right.
you know, you put it on cereal, but you're drinking a glass of milk.
It's meant for cow babies, and you're just drinking it.
You're drinking like the jizz of a cow, kind of. Kind of comes out of a weird
Well, it is
pussy-like
funny.
thing.
It is funny. We don't.
well, you're drinking
Right,
the
Joey?
milk of the cow.
No.
It does come out of their pussy. It's their squirt.
They have a
Yeah,
big
yeah.
pussy with
Yeah.
a bunch of nipples.
You have to jerk a cow off, and then it squirts and
Yeah.
sets in a big bucket.
I don't have you don't have to manipulate the breast of a woman to get the milk out. Right?
Just suck it.
You just suck it.
Yeah.
But with the cow, you got to do like a card trick.
Pull it.
Card trick.
Yeah, you got to do that.
It's like a bop it all of a sudden.
yeah.
Yeah, I mean, it is weird if you think about, and this is just gonna sound like I'm Joe Rogan now, but if you think about it, like you can drink a cow's milk, but if you did buy breast milk from a human and drank it, people would think that's weird.
Exactly.
But it is basically the same thing.
Is it the same stuff?
It's actually,
actually-
less disgusting because
Because
it's the same species.
Yeah, exactly.
Right.
Yeah.
It is, but somehow we think that's gross. And that's why, we just don't love each other in this country.
And that's why we should be able to fuck cows, is what I'm saying.
Yeah. I hate
They're
when
big,
people are
bright
like,
pussies.
I hate when like,
I've always heard horse pussy
Any
is
other
apparently
comment?
the same as a woman's pussy.
It is.
Yeah.
wow, that was fucking rapid fire time.
I mean, I
locked
heard it
and
was
loaded.
too. I also heard it was.
Is that true though, Jace?
I've just heard that. I mean, I haven't fucked a horse or anything.
Did you hear it
Yeah.
like on the street or on like 8chan?
My good friend Mr. Hands told me that. Right before a horse just
Yeah.
burst his spleen with a
Yeah,
cock.
no, I don't jack off to Seabiscuit on Mr. Skin. Pictures of naked Seabiscuit on Mr. Skin.
Yeah, you just
The horse just like showing its pussy.
the horse deep faked onto just a woman with huge tits riding a cock.
Coming to BoJack Horseman. You're like, hey, I've heard they have the same pussy as a woman.
Dude, BoJack Horseman's daughter is so hot in that show, dude.
Right, you're getting the exact right measurements for a step stool, so you can fuck a horse. Having to measure the exact height difference.
Did you ever watch did you ever
No.
watch bestiality porn ever
No,
back in the day? I
no.
never did for pleasure.
He did it
but
for giggles.
for shits and giggles with my friends. We would I remember we used to like go to people like not our house. We used to go to people's houses and then use their family a computer and then put on like a dog fucking a girl. Like,
Very good.
Yeah, I don't know. Anyway,
Dude, that's sick, dude.
Yeah, we all did that, right?
Dude,
Just
that's fucking
nobody else
sick,
did
dude.
that.
big tumbleweed
All right,
blows
okay.
through
What
the
about
studio.
this? One time I brought a pony to my friend's house, and I put it in a bikini. I fucked the shit out of it. We thought it was a goof, shits and giggles.
He had these chains that you could tie
Shits
it
and
down
giggles.
with.
Everything shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles.
Shits and giggles.
Yeah.
It's like fucking call him. I was like, for sure, time for shits and giggles. I walked in, you know.
You're the
Uzi.
you're the one weird kid at a public school who's like, you remember when your mom locks you in the cage? Doesn't that suck? Everybody's like, what?
Dude, I'm not kidding. I had a school retreat senior year, and they took us to the mountains, and we had to like stay on like a mission for a week. And it was this type of thing where like all
Like a Spanish mission.
yeah, like a Spanish mission, and every day at night there would be this like really obnoxious thing where alumni and kids that they deemed like special enough to like run it and speak would get up and tell like stories, and what it all related back to religion in some way. But this one guy that we like went to school with for like 4 straight years got up there and like everyone was so bored, like everyone caught the info a little late, but he essentially admitted that like his like stepdad like used to keep him in a cage. And he was like sexually abused, and we're a bunch of shitty, we're all like jaded, and we don't even want to be there. We like hate, we're like, why? Like we have to pray every day. So we're listening to this guy like pour his heart out, and everyone in the class is like looking at each other, like rolling their eyes, going like, like thumbs downing, like who cares? And
Boring.
he's like admitting to being like a sex trafficking victim. It was like insane. Yeah, we're like, thank you, next.
And so I got burned with cigarettes and boo!
Yeah. Put him back in the cage. Boo.
They shot me with metal BBs and boo!
Yeah, you raise your hand. Do you think your dad locked you in a cage because you were so boring of a speaker?
Right, exactly.
We had a fucking leadership summit at my Christian college in Colorado, where it was a similar type of thing. Like they'd have people from Focus on the Family come and speak and stuff. And there was one guy who came, and he was like this cool like snowboarder looking guy, like in his mid-40s. Like he had the fucking beanie with the sideways cap and stuff.
Yeah.
And he had his kids with him and his wife, and he goes, "All right, kids, it's time to leave the room. It's daddy's speech time." And the kids went out with like their little, Game Boys, and he gave like an hour-long speech about how he'd been a gay man for 10 years in like West Hollywood, and like graphic detail how he was just like the fucking meat puppet of like West Hollywood locker rooms.
Okay, kids.
That's what happens. You sniff that Tina, and then you get spit roasted by a bunch of twinks in West Hollywood on Sunset Boulevard.
He went into so much detail. He was like, I was just the bucket. They just, just put whatever you want in me, brother.
That's a pauper's duty.
And he talked about finding God, and he's like, I found God, and through prayer, he goes, I'm still attracted to men. I decide not to act on my urges. By the grace of God, I am attracted to my wife, and that's the only woman I've ever been attracted to.
Oh, that's so sad.
Yeah, his wife was just like this,
Christ.
like broad-shouldered, like
Yeah.
ex softball coach looking
His
woman.
wife is like JJ Watts.
In a dress, in a muumuu.
But thanks to my wife, and you just see her doing bench press in the back. I finally found a woman with an enlarged clit I can suck on all night from steroids.
Thanks to my wife, Buck Angel.
Oh, fuck.
Thanks to my wife who used to date Jim Norton in the 80s.
That's my wife, former wrestler Bill Goldberg. Right over there. A Jewish woman.
My wife China with a Y. And it was, I felt so bad for just him being like stuck in that. And he talked about how he's like, my kids don't know about this, so please don't talk to them about it. He goes, I've told them, they asked like, Dad, what do you speak about? And I remember he was like, I told him, there's some chests you can't open because you're not big enough yet. And when you're big enough, I'll let you open that chest and we'll talk about it. So that's all they know.
You can treat me like a bucket. Open me up. Put whatever you want
that
inside.
chest, it's full of double-headed dildos, straps,
Horsetail butt plug.
chains, whips.
You'll find out about that chest someday.
That chest, it has a toilet seat that hooks onto your face.
A bib that catch it. Well, I'm not going to get into detail.
A funnel shaped like a man's ass.
The damn fuck machine from Burn After Reading.
He says from Burn After Reading.
From Burn After-
He's like, great movie, by the way. Love the Coen brothers. Auteurs. They're auteurs.
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 We got an 11-year-old Filipino boy in there.
A fish-shaped dildo.
A horse pussy mold that I made.
A fleshlight with a goatee on it.
Flashlight with a goatee.
That is truly horrific.
Oh,
just
my
a
God.
cop's face on a fleshlight.
Yeah.
Or just those glasses with the eyebrows.
just banging
mustache,
Groucho
and
Marx.
Yeah, he
Groucho Marx.
has sex with his woman. He puts Groucho Marx glasses on her pussy.
I got the Groucho Marx edition flashlight.
This other one's Eugene Levy.
Oh, God.
One of those suits you can wear that makes you look muscular. I put it on my wife. Big pecs and biceps.
Oh, man. Jace, you knew a whole new breed of like people hiding their true self.
Oh
out
yeah,
there.
yeah. I feel like it's funny. Everybody I knew in high school who I was like, oh, they're probably gay. I was completely right on. Yeah. You always felt so bad for them
Oh, man.
because they were just quiet, very artsy kids who were just like, yeah, you know, I'm a wide receiver on the football team. You know, I just love dating women and God, and you're just like, oh man, this is gonna be so brutal for you.
Yeah. Oh, God. Like, you guys want to get some ribs?
And just in the back of my head, I'm like, you're not going to speak to your family in 2 years from now forever until the day you die. You're going to have to move to a whole new city, make a whole new family. Every Thanksgiving is going to be brutal for you.
I kind of knew people like that. It wasn't as depressing as yours, but like I knew like I went to a pretty like conservative Catholic school, and there was like this one guy that everyone was like dude, like for lack, I'll just say like his like Charlie. His name was, I guess that's not his name.
Right.
But we'd be like
The guy who helped O.J.
Yeah.
Simpson kill his wife.
Exactly. Yeah. We'd be like, dude, Charlie's like fucking gay as hell. He was just gay, obviously. And then there was this gay marriage vote, and he was super against it. And like he was like rallying the school, and he hung out with all these frat guys, and he hated the gay marriage thing. And I was like, oh, he is so gay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's the gayest man of all time.
It's literally like textbook. What you're most ashamed of about yourself is what you like rally against. Yeah. That's why you see all like those Republican senators like get caught like tapping in like airport bathrooms and shit.
That's why Rich,
Oh, right,
That's why Richard goes to BLM protests all the time.
To tap at them? Do the toe tap thing?
Yeah.
Why BLM?
Because he's signaling that he loves black people.
And then also wants to get like railed by them, or?
No, not gay. He's racist against black people.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
I thought you were saying he went to BLM to get railed in the ass.
Yeah.
Oh.
Joey, we were doing
Tap
a getting
at them.
railed by men joke.
Yeah, we were.
Not black joke. I know we only have 2 types of jokes on this podcast.
Joey, we currently tabled the black jokes for 20 minutes later in the podcast.
We were doing a thing about guys who go the opposite of what they actually want.
Right. You're right.
Fuck.
Damn, dude.
Why was that so unclear?
Yeah, we're breaking. We're breaking down the podcast like it's game tape afterwards.
Yeah, we're like, see, Joey, you should have gone with the trans route, but instead you took the BLM, and we're not sure this week that's going to do numbers on the pod.
Circling Joey's face, like, you got to go in there. You got to go in.
You got to go in. You got to get up in there. See, you were in a cover 2 trans joke. We
We need you in a nickel slot.
Yeah, we need you in a nickel BLM joke.
Just us all sitting in the black with hoodies on, just exhausted from living the most brutal life of all time.
Flip flops on. We walk into the podcast. There's like, what's up? There's photographers.
Dude, every football player I knew in college was just blown away every day.
All their bones are broken.
They're only
to some
allowed-
extent.
Just sliding flip flops across the floor because they can't bend their knees.
They can't move their leg up.
Yeah.
They slide.
They're only allowed to just
What
eat
a hell.
waffles and just Little Caesars pizza all day. That's the only food
they
they're
live
allowed
off
to have.
the worst diet.
Yeah.
Stuck in a dorm room they can't even fit in. They're gigantic.
Yeah, their body's already hurt anyway.
Yeah.
And they're just slamming into each other.
Sleeping in a bunk. Ray Lewis sleeping in a bunk bed.
Yeah, his whole leg hanging off of the bunk bed.
Yeah.
Just like a cartoon.
It is insane. They started paying him though now. Apparently,
Did they?
I think they're paying. My friend works for FSU, and he said that now players are getting paid, and it's actually kind of ruining everything because now they're acting like divas already, kind of, and like
it's not enough already.
yeah. I don't know. It was interesting, psychologically, to be like, okay, they should be getting paid, but then he is saying it's now there's guys they're partying more, they're not as focused.
Right, sure.
They know hey, I'm getting paid, so I don't care anymore. It's just the same thing that happens in the NFL and the NBA and
Right.
And the
this is the same thing, but this is the same thing slave owners said when the Civil War ended.
Yeah, it is.
They're not
He's
picking cotton as fast.
He's like, we gave him more for lunch. He's taking a longer break. He's a little more slow.
We let him raise his children, and our productivity has plummeted. Like a basic human, right?
Yeah, it is true.
They're selling their likeness
It's
to
just
to video games.
just a white coach. We started paying them more, and they ain't. They're running their routes a little slower.
My players can afford their own food now, so they just aren't as dedicated.
We used to hold bologna sandwiches out in front of them on a fish net, like a fish hook, and they'd run faster. How do you think Alabama won 12 straight?
Listen, when you got a good fighting dog, you don't feed it before a fight, is all I'm saying. You want a little hunger in that wolf.
Yeah.
Yeah, coaches are mentally retarded.
Anyway, they're people, I guess, but whatever.
It is amazing. Almost all of college football is like 500-pound white men screaming at men in peak physical condition.
Yeah. Giant red faces.
Yeah.
Like the Last Chance U coach.
Yeah, that guy, Buddy.
Yeah, just being like, motherfucker, I'll knock you out right now. It's like, your knee, you can't move.
He's like...
Motherfucker, I'll knock you out. It's like, dude, if you raise your arm above your heart, you'll die. Yeah, telling a 6'8", jack tight end, I'll fucking kick your ass right now if you run around like that again.
Somebody blow up my knee so I can walk out of here. Give me that air pump.
If I could get out of this mobility rascal scooter, I'd kick your fucking ass.
Kick your fucking
For
ass.
playing defense like that.
Just calling him boy. You're it's very uncomfortable. You're like, are you allowed to say that? They do. That's what's so hard about college football. Is
They do that.
They call them boys.
Yeah.
Don't make me spit this red man out. I'll kick your ass, boy.
As soon as my insulin kicks in, your ass is grass.
Once they cure my mouth cancer, I'm going to come get you.
Joey, do you have one more of those?
I mean, Jesus Christ.
Yeah, Jesus.
Fucking
Guy
over here.
Guy picking up his spit cup and then just spin a tooth into it.
He's getting rid of his teeth. Thank you, Joey. I'm sorry. What is going on with you today?
I just,
You're so angry.
it's just, you're pissing me off today, man. I'm at my end of my rope with you.
Yeah. You're at your wit's end.
Yeah. No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I think it's the Zins or something.
What?
They do make you more anxious. You got to get used to them.
Maybe you should drop back.
You're doing the sixes too. That's a lot, I think.
You got to drop back to 3.
Now, the Zins are the only thing keeping me alive right now.
Oh, no, it switches back.
You're trying to get sponsored by Zen right now.
Yeah, I love Zin, and I think it's a good, healthy alternative to tobacco products. seems fine. No bad chemicals. It's like, yeah.
You have a very, I don't know, I'm fascinated by your attitude right now. You're very jumpy. Never seen you this jumpy before.
Okay. Well,
I think it's because I tried to take the seat from him, honestly.
I think it's the seat thing. He's all pissed off. He looks like that he looks tiny.
And the light.
I think Joey looks like a lot bigger than that last. That last episode was like a weird illusion or something. You look more,
jacked right now.
You look like big.
Yeah. Why don't you give a little flex to the camera right
Why
now?
don't you fucking show off?
Show him how big you are.
I'm not even in the mood to flex.
Oh, Joe.
Man.
Why?
You're
So I
doing
can
bad.
score puss? Who cares? Who
God.
fucking cares about puss?
You're getting so jaded.
Man, Joey's he's already over pussy too.
No, I'm kidding. You know what happened? I had like a really hot chick hit me up. I had a really hot chick who lives sort of close, and I won't ever say her name. She knows that. Mm-hmm. And she was like insanely hot. And every hot chick, by the way, that has ever contacted me came from Tim Dillon.
Mm-hmm. Oh, really?
They're all Tim Dillon fans.
Yeah.
And they're like, oh, just found the pod. Like, love Tim Dillon. Found Devin was on his podcast, or he was on yours, or what did we found you? And, big fan. And so what we need to do is, because what I tell them is that I'm best friends with Tim.
Yeah, I know. It's great. It's a perfect move.
Yeah. So
Photoshopping yourself into pictures with him.
Yeah, you're like, I'm Ben Avery.
Ben's just tall, skinny body with Joey's face on it.
He's doing De Niro face.
they're like, have you ever met Tim Dillon in real life? I go, met him. I go, we're basically brothers. And then I'm racking my brain for the few times that I've like hung out with Tim, and I tell the stories, and I'm like, if you play your cards right, you'd probably be best friends with Tim. You meet Tim running around town, looking at real estate together.
Talking about Bitcoin.
Yeah.
I know what he likes to do because we're best friends.
Yeah.
But I can't
Like
tell
all
you.
of his favorite things, real estate. I'm like, oh, I'm running out.
Yeah.
And then they're like, oh, I'm from Long Island. And I'm like, what do you mean? And they're like, because Tim's from Long. I'm like, oh, yeah, of course he is.
Of course, yeah.
I know.
I'd love to see that hangout. Tim driving you and some fan around, and
Yeah.
he's taking you on like real estate tours, getting you guys sushi, and then he's like, "All right, now suck Joey out." He goes, "Listen, enough is enough. Time to suck him out."
Yeah. Little sucky for
Little
Joey.
sucky. For once, you're not a fatty boom bag. Get in there.
You know why you're here. All right, you work your way up in society a certain way.
But no, I've decided to quit all kind of dating and puss endeavors for a while.
You're going into like a year of solitude.
Yeah, I realized that I'm like addicted to affection from random hens.
Yeah.
And
This is your behind the music where you start to turn it around.
right.
Yeah.
Like, so I went back to bombs, living in the woods.
Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly.
Joey, we were relating the limerence to Shia LaBeouf recently in that great interview he did with John Bernthal.
Shia LaBeouf, yeah. So should we go into the whole thing about Olivia Wilde?
Yeah, I have it up
Yeah,
right
sure.
here. Why don't we talk about this for a second?
Can you open with what Olivia Wilde said? Because I actually haven't seen this.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, let me explain it real quick. So, Olivia Wilde has a new terrible movie coming out. She's just like,
Don't worry, darling.
don't worry, darling.
Yeah.
She's, been forced on us, and we all have to like pretend she's an auteur because she had like super successful rich parents, and she's just a Hollywood darling who really has no vision for anything, but made Booksmart, which was like terrible.
Yeah.
Should have called it Book Dumb,
Goddamn right, Jays.
in my opinion.
Goddamn right. How are we not
What?
famous? So anyway,
That's just every rad the real individual's like, why are we famous?
why are we famous?
We should be famous.
Fuck you!
I want money and easy pussy for the rest of my life, and then slowly kill myself with drugs. Why don't I have that?
But it is Olivia Wilde coming out of nowhere as like this director, thinking she's like a creative, is like always been hilarious to me. She's never even been a good actress. She's just like kind of in movies here and there. You know?
Right,
She's like
yeah.
not like a big deal. But anyway, obviously she wanted to be taken seriously, and she's this like fake feminist and makes like bad movies. And she has a new bad movie coming out, and she wanted Shia LaBeouf was in it, and she said like a few days ago that Shia LaBeouf quit, or she fired Shia LaBeouf because, what did she say? She goes, I say this as someone who is such an admirer of his work. his process was not conducive to the ethos that I demand in my productions. He has a process that, in some ways, seems to require a combative energy, and I don't personally believe that it is conducive to the best performances. I believe that creating a safe, trusting environment is the best way to get people to do their best work. Ultimately, my responsibility is to the production and to the cast to protect them. That's my job. She also has like a no assholes policy on set, that type of shit. I mean, Shia LaBeouf was in those allegations like a year and a half ago, whatever. And so that turned out to not be true. Today it came out. Shia LaBeouf wrote her a big email saying, like, you know that's a lie. I know you're doing something because it helps the way you look and the movie look because it's conducive to the current social climate.
Right.
That you had to fire an abuser from your
she's
movie.
also clearly trying to drum up press because in the same interview, she's like, and my husband, Jason Sudeikis, who she's not talked about for months, she's like, he was disgusting. He treated me terribly. So it's clearly her drumming up press for the movie release.
Oh, did she have a problem with Jason Sudeikis?
Well, they were married,
right.
And then the only thing was they were doing a screening and somebody served her divorce papers from Jason Sudeikis. He went on record. He's like, I did not ask them to do that. Like, I literally just hired a company like every person getting divorced does.
And they just decided
like, oh, she's at this event. I'll give it to her on stage. You know, like just some dumbass.
That's hilarious.
Person.
Who the fuck was that?
Yeah, it's like Seth Rogen from Pineapple Express being like, dude, this is going to be so badass.
Yeah.
You've been served by
they
the
got
best,
like
my
a
friend.
like a repo man to serve her.
This guy being like, I bet Jason Sudeikis sends me an extra 50 bones for that. He's like, this is horrifying. I do not condone this at all.
He's like, I'm Ted Lasso. Right. I don't fucking do things like that.
I pwned your wife for you, dude. What the fuck?
I'm toxic positivity guy. All
Right.
right. I help Southern people who are rich feel better about their lives. I don't do this.
Yeah, Ted Lasso is like Prozac for people.
Yeah, it's Prozac for people who have a great life already.
Yeah.
But just cannot, but just are like, why not go home every day and drink 8 Bud Lights? I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Just because, you know.
They're just induced by a suburban opiate. Just completely brain dead.
Yeah. They're just like rats
Jason,
in a
why
nice
did you have
cage.
to use Bud Lights as the...
Oh, sorry, I didn't even.
So she.
That's how uncreative I am. I'm like Kaiser Soze for bits.
Yeah, we're just looking around the room and like, it's like a light and a table where there was a laptop.
Yeah, it's like they're in a basement somewhere with a Kobe picture and a fucking Pie-O-My looking at a laptop of Olivia Wilde.
It's like a podcast where there's like 4 guys and they just talk about like cum and like, you know, race. Anyway, so Olivia Wilde pretended that Jason Sudeikis was like a horrible guy because that happened.
Because of that happened, yeah.
Okay, and now she's with Harry Styles.
Yeah, but that's like complicated. Apparently, like he's like, I'm not in a relationship with her.
She's like, no, I am.
Right.
Like,
I'm his
we're
wife.
fully in love, yeah.
So
He's like, no, I've been banging roadies for the past year.
Okay, so after she said this publicly about like, you know, acting like she's going to get press for getting rid of Shia LaBeouf exposed her and posted and sent like all these like news organizations this video of her begging him to do the movie
That she sent to him. Yeah.
while driving, and it's a ridiculous video. We'll play it in a minute, but
Yeah,
Shia LaBeouf quit the movie because he wasn't getting enough time to rehearse. He didn't feel it would like be good, and he just quit for like creative reasons.
He's trying to do good movies. He's,
Well, he was literally like, I don't feel like I have time to give the performance I want to.
Exactly,
Yeah.
because he's a fucking professional.
Right.
He's a great
He's like, I don't have
actor.
time to kill any dogs right now.
Yeah. He's like, listen, if I can't beat Fakah Twigs on set, or whatever her name is,
Yeah. You know,
FKA Twigs. Listen, I was banging the vaccine.
You know I have to get a cholo chest tattoo for every role I do. That's going to take weeks.
So
I
anyway,
do love Shia. Shia's great.
I love Shia too,
Yeah.
and he's turning his life around, and he did do bad things, and he admits it.
He had a very tough life and addiction issues.
Very
so,
tough
you
life.
know,
Echo
yeah.
Park guy too.
Echo Park,
I've
yeah.
always connected with Shia over that.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. I'm banging somebody named
SKA.
SKA Pebble, and I beat the shit out of them, and I shoot dogs right in front of them. What a weird name. FKA Twigs.
Yeah.
Anyway.
Anyway.
You didn't deserve it, but
No.
change your name.
But it might not have happened if you had a better name.
But maybe if he could call you something other than Fakah.
Yeah, I'm going to start calling Ian Fidance SKA Twigs.
SKA Scott Twigs.
Scott Twigs.
All right, so here's her. Listen to this video. Is hilarious, actually.
Yeah, play that shit, dog. Fucking expose her ass, dog.
It's not playing.
Dude, get
it's not
her.
playing. Are you fucking kidding me?
Maybe if you just reload the page.
Yeah. All right. I hate having to do that.
Yeah, maybe just if you could restart your computer real quick. Could you upgrade to the new OS real quick on the podcast?
Should I update my computer real quick? Hey, sorry, folks. Give us like 30 minutes.
Right, and then we're scrambling. We're like, what is with the spinning pinwheel? Is that supposed to mean loading?
We're asking while doing the episode.
Yeah.
What does this mean?
Steve Jobs, more like no jobs. Dumbass, ate all that fruit.
Why are we not famous?
I need to be famous because I hate myself. Please. I need my mommy and daddy to love me. And if I'm famous, they'll love me.
All right, so here's Olivia Wilde driving and talking to Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah.
What the fuck?
Is the volume up?
God damn it. Why does this disconnect randomly? Hold
I like
on.
how Chase is the IT guy all of a sudden. He's like, can you refresh? He's just, turn the volume
Yeah,
up?
I'm rolling my eyes.
Yeah.
I'm just the IT guy at every company. Big ponytail
Yeah.
and wire rim glasses.
Did you troubleshoot it?
You got to submit a ticket in order for me to fulfill that request. I don't get paid unless we have tickets.
I will get to it. I have 5 tickets ahead of you.
Yeah, I got 5 tickets. The CEO needs Minesweeper downloaded onto his Apple.
All right, here she is.
Okay.
Shia.
Just
I
barreling
just
through
went
traffic.
Riding my horse, very sweaty, but I wanted to reach out.
Riding a
because
horse.
I feel like I'm not ready to give up on this yet, and I too am heartbroken, and I want to figure this out. And you know, I think this might be a bit of a wake-up call for Miss Flo, and I want to know if you're open to giving this a shot with me, with us. If she really commits, if she really puts her mind and heart into it at this point, and if you guys can make peace, and I respect your point of view, I respect hers, but if you guys can do it, what do you think? Is there hope? Is there hope? Will you let me know? Okay, bye.
Jesus.
Okay, so
Shia.
also, initially she was posing it as she was protecting Florence Pugh, and then she's like being condescending to Florence
Yeah, he calls
Pugh.
her Miss Flo.
Miss Flo.
Yeah.
And also,
And
just-
her and Florence Pugh don't speak anymore, by the way.
Oh, really?
Florence Pugh has not been promoting the movie at all.
Right, she's like refusing to do press.
Mm-hmm.
Hell yeah.
Not only that, every time Olivia Wilde posts about it, I hate that I know this. Every time if you had a gun, I would blow my brain out of my eye.
like Mo Green.
Yeah, I would go to a massage table. I put the gun behind my head, pointing at my eyeball. But every time Olivia Wilde has posted a trailer, Florence Pugh within like minutes has posted another movie that she's working on
Great.
instead.
That's great.
Yeah, so clearly they've had a huge falling
Yeah,
out.
well, the movie looks like a hunk of shit. She is a terrible director.
Mm-hmm.
She is not supposed to be doing this and wasting a spot. There's probably incredibly talented female filmmakers.
Two
that should
great
make
actors
a fucking movie.
as well, Chris Pine and Florence Pugh, who are both great actors.
Chris Pine in it?
Yeah, Chris Pine's in it.
Oh, okay,
He
yeah.
plays like the main bad guy.
Okay.
Yeah.
It just looks like a white, bad Jordan Peele movie, like in
Yeah.
Palm Springs, right? It's one of those where it's just people keep being like, where are you?
Yeah.
There's something around back.
Right. There's something more sinister
Something
that the screenwriter came up with.
Just people walking into rooms like, I thought I just saw you. Weren't you just here? No, I wasn't just here.
Yeah, just dummies in the theater like, that's not how real life goes.
So, so Shia, she's been getting fucking lambasted all day on online. Olivia Wilde.
Yeah, good.
It's great.
Good.
She fucking thinks she's like Oscar Wilde. Am I right?
Oh my god.
Who did go to
What is
prison?
happening?
Who went to prison for ass fucking?
Oscar
Yeah.
Wilde did?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I forget what the charge was called in England at the time. It was called buggery.
Buggery.
Buggery
wow.
was like an official law till like 2005 that you couldn't ass fuck or you'd go to prison.
Okay, I've always wanted to know this. When you get charged with sodomy, I don't get it. Like, how is that a crime? Like, isn't it just rape? Like, as a judge, when he like hands out a sentence for sodomy, he's like 80 years for anal. Like, I don't
Grossest kind of
He's
rape.
like, gross.
It's
Life.
Yeah, 15 years. 15 years for rape, and he didn't even spit on it. An additional 5.
15 years lack of lube.
Dry sodomy.
I've never understood sodomy being the
I didn't even know that was
crime.
still a charge.
You'll
and
see
stuff
people
like
be
that.
like, he was charged with sodomy, like in true crime documentaries.
Right.
Like in 1987, he was charged with sodomy. I'm like, isn't it just rape?
I think in some states sodomy is still illegal.
They're like, you
Yeah.
can't fuck in
But
the
no,
ass.
consensual sodomy.
Consensual sodomy is
Yeah.
illegal. Really?
Yeah.
Really?
What the
Yeah.
hell?
Is that just one of those wacky laws they don't
It's just like
prosecute?
gay-hating states, I guess. So gay people can't live in those states.
Right. Or they can, but they just can't.
They just
you know.
can never fuck in
That
the ass.
guy who I listened to talk could live in those states.
Yeah.
But, other than that.
Yeah.
You can give each other hand jobs in public. That's fine.
The governor of the state's like, just fuck your husband's pussy.
Yeah, Greg Abbott. Listen, you can like ram it around, rub your dick around the hole. You can do blowjobs.
Greg Abbott.
69. Yeah.
Rub it in a clockwise motion.
He's telling them what they can do.
Yeah, cameras.
He's wheeling around.
He's like, you can go to a glory hole, fucking fill a mason jar full of cum, take it back.
Whatever you want.
It's like it's
Just
like,
no anal.
That's where poop comes out of.
it's like you can get mushroom spores, but if you inoculate them, it's illegal. You
That's-
can't stick it
That's
in.
a great analogy, Ted fucking
Yeah.
Cruz.
I know how to grow
Greg-
magic mushrooms. I think.
Greg Abbott's like, anal's very dangerous, y'all. Look at me. I can't walk no more. What do you think happened?
Ramon hit my the end of my spinal column.
Spinal.
Y'all ever heard of Ramon from the Bang Bus? Yeah, well, we had a night in Miami, 1977. He
Get up
hit
in
my
my
spinal
guts.
cord. I've been in this wheelchair ever since.
He treated me like a clam. Shucked the shit out of me. Now I can't walk no more.
He even put some horseradish and cocktail sauce in my booty hole.
Little lemon.
Talk about a shuck.
He took a
It was spicy.
little fork
me
next
hard
to
for
it,
some
Little
reason.
mini fork.
and it's sitting on a tray of ice for some reason.
Goddamn, put my large intestine on a plate of ice.
He was
Put
wearing
a
one of,
little cracker on it.
Rearrange my damn guts. That boy.
he was wearing one of them cut gloves the whole time.
Turn my ass into crudo.
I actually still can walk, but if I stand up, all my shit comes out.
Bend
So
me,
it's wheelchair city, baby.
bend me over.
Wheelchair City.
There goes this like beef tartare up in there.
Bend me over one of those 3-tier tires with the ice on them. It was cold on my tummy.
I am looking forward to the day when paralyzed people just have big mech suits that they're walking around in,
What's a mech suit?
like the end of Aliens.
And it makes them walk because they got there's like a tube thing. Yeah.
It's like a machine that you
Machine,
can control. Yeah,
right.
you're just
Yeah.
grabbing big boxes, picking it up.
Yeah, imagine like the governor of Texas walks out in one of those.
Yeah, press conference. Yeah, he's picking up kids and throwing them into cages.
He's just harpooning journalists.
He's in the suit from Elysium, fighting a South African guy. Fucking crippled prawn.
Fuck. So we what were we initially? We were relating Shia LaBeouf. Okay, so Shia LaBeouf talks about his limerence
For
kind of.
FKA Twigs.
He basically says like in his life every girl, it was always one girl. It was never like I'm fucking a lot of girls. It was like I fall in love with who. Like if you like me, I'm in love.
Right.
Should I play a little bit of it, Joey?
It's like 15 minutes, and it's
Yeah, I
gonna
don't
be
really
hard
know
to
where
get
it
to.
is.
How
but-
far are we on the podcast so far?
Oh, we did an hour 3.
Hour 3.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, we don't need that. We can do this on the Patreon.
That's what I'm
How about
saying,
That little
yeah.
teaser, folks.
Right.
Yeah. So that way we don't get into it. It's another
that's
additional
good.
25.
Exactly. How many
yeah.
more ass fucking jokes can we do? Jesus Christ.
Jesus, we've already run out of every race to make
I
fun
know.
of.
I mean, god damn it. I don't know. What about humung people? I don't like. There's something weird with them.
What are Hmong people? I don't even know that.
I don't know. They're just like a different Asian.
They
They're
live-
the ones in
yeah.
Gran Torino.
Yeah,
That's
the
all
Gran
I
Torino,
know.
Oh,
yeah.
squish Asian.
Hmong people live next to Clint Eastwood, and they help him fucking
Wipe up coughed up
they help
blood
him,
and-
like,
Yeah.
they help him find meaning in his life and not be racist at the end. You know. Anyway,
Yeah, hate them.
Hmong.
you're Hmong.
Hmong.
There's so many people out there.
Different Asians.
So many different types.
Yeah, you got your regular, your classic, Asian zero.
You got your dry rub. You got your lemon pepper.
Teriyaki.
Habanero.
Yeah. And each category you can get it wet or dry, so that doubles it.
That's true.
Yeah.
That's true.
I like the atomic.
Yeah, well, who would be atomic?
The Japanese, obviously.
Oh, right. Yeah. Of course. Oh, fuck, you're right.
Because we nuked those dirty bastards.
Because we did that.
I saw something today that apparently every Purple Heart given out since World War II, we've never made a new printing of Purple Hearts because they made so many in preparation for the land attack on Japan if we didn't drop the atomic bombs.
Oh,
because they knew so many people were going to get injured and die.
They're like, just start printing these.
Yeah, they're like fucking make million of them.
So now we have so many left over.
Yeah, they're just grabbing them out of boxes in a warehouse somewhere.
So the bomb was a good idea.
Well, that's kind of the.
I guess that's what they're trying to impart.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it's a horrible. Why'd we do that? Just
to end the war, because the Japanese would never stop.
They would have never stopped.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
They would just they kill each other. They keep dying. Joey, what'd you say, Joey?
I was just laughing at how ignorant you were.
I knew that.
What was the bomb about again?
I asked no questions to keep the pod going.
There was World War II soldiers who kept fighting into the 80s. They thought the war was still going on.
They were in Japan,
and they
just
stayed
still fighting?
They stayed in the woods. There was squadrons of people who never left the woods. And then finally, in I think the last guy was it was the mid 80s. He's in his 70s, just in the woods, with a baton. And they had to send the fucking emperor of Japan into the woods to be hey, chill, dude. Go watch this squid porn that we make now.
Why'd they stop?
Dude, there's eel porn out there, dude. Check it out.
He's eel porn?
Yeah. They're in the
I will
woods.
fight no more forever.
I'm not supposed to do this, but I can get you some unblurred content if you'd like. All right, if you'll just come out of the woods, please, sir. Please.
Well, why did the bomb stop them? I thought they keep going.
Just because it was so...
Killed
It
them
was
all?
shocking at the time.
We dropped two and we're
What's so shocking about that?
boom, boom. That's it.
it was just we're hey, we're going to drop fucking 80. We're just going to keep dropping these until...
it was a message.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah.
Stay down.
Yeah.
I
just get the dirt off your shoulder and pick yourself back up.
Well, you heard about the
dirt off your shoulder.
the fire bombings we did even before the atomic bombs are insane. We killed millions of people because all their cities are made out of wood. So we just dropped we just dropped bombs on residential areas and it would burn entire cities down. Mm-hmm. General, I think MacArthur said that it would be he's I would be hung as a war criminal if we lost the war for what we did to Japan.
Oh, it's horrific.
Yeah. It was literally we burned down San Diego, we burned down Cincinnati. We just did that fucking 100 times in Japan.
Yeah, everyone's obsessed with the potential damage that nukes can cause, but you'll hear scientists and people who developed the atomic bomb talk about small arms have caused way more deaths. They're way more destructive than nukes.
Right.
And it's just people with AK-47s blowing each other away. It's way more fucking people than the nukes ever killed.
Mm-hmm.
Really?
Oh yeah.
The most deadly American war is the Civil War. I mean, granted, we were both sides, but still, it's just cannons and bayonets and
right.
Old timey rifles.
No health care that was fixing anybody.
There was no Obamacare.
Yeah, there was nobody had an Obama phone in the Civil War. Man. That's why we were trying. Yeah, that's what the North was fighting to get Obamacare.
They're we need insurance for people who make less than $20,000 a year.
They're universal health care charge.
The North was there's a lot of people in downtown LA that need Obama phones.
That's why Mel Gibson was bashing that dude with the axe over health care.
Yeah, just one random Predator drone at the Gettysburg, just wiping out fucking 800 guys with sideburns.
How many people did Hiroshima and Nagasaki kill?
I think 80,000 each in the immediate blast.
But that's in one blast.
And
so
then,
that is way more damage than a guy with an AK-47 or
I'm not talking about one guy.
You mean a year worth? You mean a?
I'm not talking about Rambo.
You mean an army?
We just sent one guy to Japan.
That's caused in total by small arms.
Yeah.
It's way higher than atomic bomb.
Yeah, but
they're just we're going to send our best guy to Japan.
But that statistic.
They're like, but he quit years ago.
We got to go bring him back.
He's retired.
Yeah.
General. They go send a man out.
Log cabin in the middle of Washington.
yeah.
Just chopping logs.
Mark Wahlberg and Shooter.
Yeah.
Like, send him in. Release Tate.
Big long ponytail. Let's see what fucking Truman lied about today.
Well, I get what you're saying, Joey, but like that isn't okay. So if then the armies with the guns needed, we're talking like on a 6-month period. If you dropped an atomic bomb every day for 6 months, you'd fucking wipe out everybody.
Yeah, and it's one atomic bomb versus one AK-47. The atomic bomb is killing more people.
Obviously,
but I'm
yeah.
talking about in general. The weapon that kills more is small arms.
Well,
yeah.
the resulting ground war that we would have had with Japan would have it would have been millions of casualties. It would have been insane
For us.
for both sides.
For both sides.
Both sides.
We'd have been
We
lost.
did that to preserve our
Yeah, that's the argument.
people.
Is in the long run that
Yeah.
a lot less people died because of the atomic bomb.
We were thinking
Right.
of ourselves a little bit when we dropped the
I
two atomic
felt a
bombs.
little self-serving.
It was a bit self-serving.
I don't
of
know
America.
if I agree.
It's like how they.
Wow.
In retrospect, in retrospect,
Now that I think about it,
Yeah.
it did not look fun for them.
It's like a bit of a nightmare, that bomb. Those damn bombs seemed a little...
Seen those pictures?
Yeah.
Bit rough
Just
on the
people,
Japanese.
fucking people against the wall, just
Yeah.
outlines.
Yeah, I
no
mean-
more bodies.
I mean, listen, I think it's cool to have 3 eyes like anybody else, but
The horrified shadows burned into the brick walls. Something seems weird about that to me.
80,000 people turned to dust
Yeah.
in the air. I don't know, so it doesn't sit right.
creating salmon with biceps might have been a little strange.
Call me old-fashioned, but I think a city should be allowed to. You should be able to walk in it 80 years later
Yeah, I think that should be
without
okay.
getting cancer.
Should there be ahi tuna that look like The Rock? Anyway, let's head over to the Patreon.
All right.
We'll do more Japanese jokes.
Yeah, then
stuff.
we're gonna get real raw.
Jesus Christ! Whoa!
Right.
I meant Jewish American princess.
Oh right, yeah. We're gonna shit on summer camps now.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's get into that. All right, folks, check out join us on the Patreon, patreon.com/hatewatchpodcast. Joey, any more announcements, Joseph? Is that it?
Oh,
This is the public one, so
first of all, this should be the Patreon one. I think it was.
you think that after every episode?
Just to,
Literally every episode, you say the same thing.
Well, okay, so I do have an announcement. Mm-hmm. Okay, so earlier in the podcast, I was a bit down. I think I was like,
That's why you don't want
you checked out.
You checked
I
out.
checked out,
You
and I
checked
wasn't in a great mood for, sometimes you wake up on the wrong side of the bed or whatever. It happens to everybody.
It's 7 p.m.
And
Yeah.
No, I know, but it carried.
Carried in.
Carried.
Because
Sometimes
you were up at 6.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We got a great workout in today. I thought it was good. I thought you were feeling good.
No, I wasn't.
Yeah.
I was in the same mood now as I was then. But so, what I was earlier on the podcast, because of this mood, and I'm lifting out of it. Like as we speak, I can feel it.
You can
lifting.
feel it.
So what I want to say is I want to kind of rescind something that I said earlier on the podcast.
Okay.
I was saying crazy stuff about how I don't even, like getting pussy off the podcast.
Yeah.
And I was saying, like, stop messaging me. And I don't care about having sex with women. I was being crazy. I was being silly, and I was being short-sighted. And if you are a hot chick that wants to have sex, Joey R. LaFleur on Instagram. Just contact me. And it's going to be confidential, private. I have a hotel nearby my house. I'll pay for it.
You also have an apartment.
You have your own place.
No, you
He
can't
hates letting people
can't come
there.
to
He hates it. He never lets anyone in besides me.
Let's focus on the hotel. How many stars?
It's like 5 stars.
5-star
It's a great
hotel.
hotel.
Yeah.
It's a great hotel.
A block from an apartment you'll never get into.
But so just send me a message, and it'll be a very discreet encounter. I'm very easygoing. If we don't get along, we can part ways, and it's fine. We don't have to, keep talking. But I'm best friends with Tim Dillon. He's a famous comedian. Maybe you've heard of him. We hang out all the time, and if you want to meet him, then you have to have sex with him.
Good night, folks.